At number 10 of reasons why PUBG won't really have a good case in a lawsuit against Fortnite is you can't claim a genre. What is up, everybody? Chaos here. Welcome to Gaming Facts by Gameology, and kicking off this list is simple. You cannot claim ownership of a concept or genre of a game. Now, for a little gaming history, back when the original Doom was released, it was a huge hit, and it spawned tons and tons of Doom clones like Duke Nukem 3D, Heretic, Star Wars Dark Forces, and many, many more. These games were obviously trying to bank off of Doom's success, but there was never any lawsuit filed because Doom developers ID Software knew that they did not invent the first-person genre. You can't claim ownership of something as broad as a video game where you shoot things in first person, just the same way that PUBG Corporation cannot claim ownership of the concept of a video game where people try to be the last one standing. At number 9, PUBG did not invent this genre. Aside from the fact you can't claim ownership of a genre, PUBG seems to have forgotten that it didn't exactly invent Battle Royale. The first Battle Royale games were mods of Minecraft and Arma 2, with the very first successful one being H1Z1, King of the Hill, and then later, PUBG came into the picture. The name Battle Royale comes from a Japanese movie called Battle Royale that was made in the year 2000, and even PlayerUnknown himself stated that this movie was his inspiration for PUBG. So no, PUBG did not invent the Battle Royale, and it's a little ridiculous that they're acting like they did. At number 8, Fortnite does not use PUBG's assets. One way that PUBG could actually win a copyright infringement case against Fortnite is if Fortnite was using assets from PUBG, but it's not the case. All of the character models and assets in Fortnite Battle Royale were either made specifically for that game or they were already made for the Fortnite Save the World PvE game. In fact, this is pretty ironic considering the fact that PUBG is suing Epic Games for copyright infringement, but PUBG, it's made out of tons and tons of assets bought from Epic's own Unreal Engine store. So if anyone is borrowing assets, it's actually PUBG. At number 7, market trend evidence. PUBG threatened a lawsuit towards Fortnite when the game first came out, but the lawsuit was not officially filed until January of this year when Fortnite had started taking that number 1 spot from them. This is very important because it will absolutely come up in the case. If PUBG had filed copyright against Fortnite when the game first launched, they may have had more of a case, but since they waited until the game took the number 1 spot, it makes this lawsuit clearly one out of spite and not out of actual protection of their brand. PUBG didn't care to file suit until they lost their top spot, and if this was a legitimate case of copyright infringement, they would have filed it right away, but they didn't because even they knew that they didn't actually have a case. At number 6, Brandon Green. Now, Brandon Green is the creator of PUBG and a central figure in the Battle Royale genre in gaming thanks to his work on the Arma mods, but he has also proven in recent months to be a bit of a loose cannon in interviews, and he got a massive ego that's going that ended up hurting PUBG's corp in the long run. A while back, he stated that PUBG players who wanted a region lock in the game were all xenophobes, and a little while before that, he stated that he thought other Battle Royale games, specifically Fortnite, were just profiting off other people's ideas, despite the fact that he didn't invent the Battle Royale concept. Green has a huge ego, and it's only probably a matter of time until he goes too far and ends up destroying PUBG's chances of winning this lawsuit. Cracking into the top 5, PUBG is dying. Now, it's no secret that PUBG has been losing its player base fast ever since Fortnite came out on the scene, and the fact of the matter is that even if PUBG somehow wins the lawsuit, it doesn't really change anything. The game will still be in a very rough state, and PUBG Corporation's reputation will still be tarnished. People have lost a ton of respect for the developers due to their refusal to fix basic bugs in the game and Brandon Green's tendency to push the blame to other people. And even if they win this lawsuit, the game will not magically become popular again. At number 4, Epic fights hard. This isn't the first time Epic has been involved with a lawsuit. Back in 2007, Silicon Knights tried to file suit against Epic for failing to provide a working engine for a new game in development called Too Human. However, Epic countersued Silicon Knights for slander and copyright infringement because they hadn't actually done anything wrong, and they ended up winning the lawsuit, which resulted in Silicon Knights being forced to pay almost $5 million and destroy all their unsold copies of their game. That's right. Epic has proven that they are willing to fight when they have to, and if they end up winning this fight, they may demand the same punishment for PUBG Corporation, recalling and destroying all unsold copies made on their engine. At number 3, the public is on Epic's side. Ever since word of the lawsuit got out, people have been taking to Twitter and Reddit to voice their frustration with PUBG Corporation. Just about everyone is on Epic's side with this lawsuit because it's ridiculous, and as many of you probably know, the public's perception of something often has an impact in how a lawsuit will turn out, especially when it's as large scale as this. Almost everyone is siding with Epic and Fortnite here, and that will likely come into play when deciding who actually wins in court. At number 2, the biggest thing is the games are different. Chances are when this case gets taken to court, the jury will not be full of gamers. You may think that's a bad thing, but it's actually probably going to work out in Epic's favor. Just at first glance, you can see that PUBG and Fortnite are extremely different games, both in art style, gunplay, mechanics, tone, and the list goes on and on. The games are super different visually, and there's no doubt that it's going to help Epic's case if the jury is made up of non-gamers who are not familiar with the games already. And finally, the judge won't want this to be a precedent. A lot of the time when deciding a tough case, the judge won't always side with who they agree with, but rather the side that will have the least impact on future cases. And if PUBG wins this lawsuit, that will be a precedent that no one wants to be in place. If PUBG actually wins and proves that a company can claim legal ownership of a gameplay concept, then you better believe that tons and tons of lawsuits are going to follow. Call of Duty would sue Battlefield for making a World War II FPS, NBA 2K could sue NBA Live, Overwatch could sue Paladins, and Team Fortress 2 could sue them both. The list would go on and on. PUBG winning this case would create a precedent that absolutely nobody wants, and the judge will likely see that, which is probably going to make them side with Epic. And there you have it, my friends. Those are 10 reasons why PUBG probably doesn't have a very good case in a lawsuit against Epic Games. You guys, let me know what you think about this. Do you think they have a viable case, or do you think they're just wasting their time? My name is Chaos. This has been another episode of Gaming Facts by Gameology, and I'll see you soon.